Hello there. I brought you out to a beautiful landscape, spring landscape with wild flowers, somewhere beautiful and soothing to talk about hard things, to talk about the anxieties we have going into a time of great change. We know that we're going into a time of great change. Artificial intelligence, I read today, the company that makes one of the top artificial intelligence systems, ChatGPT, they announced that they thought 152 million jobs would disappear in the next 2 years. I think hopefully that's across the world, not just in the United States. I doubt it's just in the United States. But I think a lot of us are feeling this kind of weight of anxiety, pulling us down. And we feel like when we look at the economy, when we look at the environment, we just don't know what to do. Culture's changing. We feel thrown around. We feel anxious. We feel nervous about what we're going to be doing, what our plans will be, what our relationships will be, where we'll be living, what the atmosphere will be like around our lives, politically, all of these things. How our kids are changing, the next generation, all of this stuff. And just there's this kind of tightening that just feels relentless sometimes. And so I'm offering these as a kind of way to soothe ourselves, not in a negative way, not soothing yourself by, your fifth martini in a night, but soothing yourself at a deep level, a very deep level. And this comes out of my own training in the Buddhist tradition, that we can actually handle powerful emotions pouring through our being, through our whole system, that it's actually not impossible. It's not foreign to us to be able to handle those big emotions. It's actually our nature to be able to handle our emotions. Nature, like here, like nature. Nobody has to tell nature what to do. It just grows. That's actually our nature as well when it comes to big, intense situations, including change. We can handle change. We have that capacity built into us. In the Buddhist tradition, we call it Buddha nature, or sometimes we call it basic goodness. There's something basically good in us. Trustworthy, good as in trustworthy, reliable, decent. This is in you. Now, how do we do that? It's a whole thing. It's a whole set of skills that we need to learn. We need to learn how to be soft. Ironically, how do you get tough enough to handle huge changes? Well, you can't be tough enough to handle changes on that scale. 152 million jobs going away. How are you going to get tough enough to handle that? How do you get ahead of that? I see videos like this. How to get ahead of that so that you will profit. And the truth is, that's a very unpredictable situation. Nobody knows. Not the greatest billionaires who can pay the greatest minds. They don't know. They don't know. None of us know what these kind of changes will bring, what these changes to the environment, what these changes to culture. So getting hard is not the solution. Learning how to be soft and open and allow the emotions to come through. Like not shutting them out, not changing them, allowing them to come straight through, like you were the opening in a dam. There's these dams that generate electricity, and they have these incredible openings that can open wider or less so, depending on how much electricity they want to generate. And the water just streams through. If you ever see footage of this, maybe I'll patch in some footage of this. They just go shooting off the dam because the water is pouring through so fast. And what that does is that actually turns turbines that make electricity, clean electricity. And we are like this. If we learn how to open and let it come through, it doesn't drain you. It generates energy. It generates your energy. It generates your ability to handle more. It's not a loss, it's a gain. And I'm not saying that massive change is comfortable. It's never going to be comfortable. But it could be powerful. And powerful in a way that with this softness leaves you feeling peaceful. I remember, I think of some family friends. And these friends had come out of Cambodia in the 1970s. And if you know anything about history, you know that Cambodia in the 1970s was one of the most difficult situations on the planet. And what were these people like? They were deeply lovely human beings. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Deeply lovely human beings. And they were able to navigate that situation and thrive. And their kids grew up and their kids thrived. And I'm not saying they were saints or they were perfect, but they did really well. They did really well. And I don't know enough about their family to say exactly, but I do know that Cambodia has this kind of deep Buddhist understanding inculcated. Like it was there as an atmosphere in that culture. And they absorbed it growing up. And obviously it's not the only thing that was going on in Cambodia, don't get me wrong. But they knew how to be soft. They were incredibly soft, gentle, beautiful individuals who were also very smart. They knew what to do at the right time, which is how they thrived in a new culture. But they didn't thrive by being hard and ruthless and tight and controlling themselves to the nth degree. They were soft. And we can learn from them. And that's why I'm excited about this new course I'm offering. I really want us to explore this. The depth and power of these traditions that can allow you to walk through change with elegance and genuineness and dignity and, God damn it, with joy. We can actually be our joyful self even under really difficult circumstances. So join me. I'd love to see your shining face filled with anxieties like the rest of us. And let's see what we can do together using this incredible wisdom.